Well, hello everybody. It is 6:30 on Tuesday, which means it's time for Tiger Stamp Club Live, where we make great cards. And I do believe, I say it all the time, but I believe I have another great card for you tonight. Let me just say hi to people that are hopping on. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for sharing. Hi, Linda. So let's see. Do I have any witty repartee, any banter to discuss right now? Not really. Nothing much happening here. We did, over the weekend, we went on Saturday and went to the Phil Wickham concert at the BOK, and it was wonderful. It was super, super great. It's just not like a concert, more like a church service. And it was so good. And then we went back on Sunday night and saw the comedian Nate Bargatze, and he was just so funny. So we got to have a moment of praise, and then we had to have a moment of laughing. So it was a great weekend. Let's see. Well, I will go into the announcements, and we'll see if there are any other people going to be jumping on tonight. The only announcement that I know of right now is that we have a starter kit special going on like I've never seen before. So for $35 plus tax, you get free shipping. You get to select $125 worth of items from any current catalog. And then they'll throw in a free paper pumpkin kit and some catalogs and some other things you might not need. But $35 for $125 worth of stuff is really a great deal. That's option one. And then option two is for $99, which is the normal price of our starter kit. You get to select $189 worth of items. Like I said, it is a great deal. And for anybody who's considering joining during the month of October, this is only good during the month of October. Then if you join under me, I am going to give you or put your name into a drawing for a free 12 days of Christmas crafting, Advent calendar crafting kit. And I'm going to be using some items from that kit tonight. Hi, Jill. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, you need to sign up, Sherry. Hi, Lisa. Haven't seen you live or talked to you lately. Good to see you. Hi, Gloria. Let's see. Anybody else I missed? All right. So let's take a look at this beautiful card that we're going to make tonight. I saw this. It's by one of the artisan designers, of course, and I can't remember who it is, but I will post their name later. But I saw it and I was like, wow, that is amazing. And so I said, my people need to know how to make this card. It is just gorgeous. And it's got pink and reds mainly. And then you've got these little touches of gold in here. And then the sentiment is heat embossed with gold. And I don't know if it really shines, or that you can tell that it's very shiny and glittery. but in person, it's just amazing. And then we've got these little shiny embellishments in the center of each flower. It's everything that I like about a card. Hi, Jen. Oh, thanks for sharing. Oh, you've been at the lake, Lisa. That makes sense. Now's the perfect time to go. The weather is so mild. Anyway, so yes, this is our card for tonight. And again, let me talk about the items that I'm going to be using tonight to make this card. It's a little bit unusual because in the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar, I have that right here. Let me just show you right here. Here's what the 12 Days of Christmas Advent Calendar looks like. It comes in this big box, and then you open it up, and then you have all these compartments to get goodies from, crafting goodies from. And so, in compartment number 1 was a set of dies. We're going to be using those tonight. Compartment number 7 must have been dies too, because it's empty. But here we've got little glitter embellishments. We've got little die cut elements. We've got some glitter glue. We've got some baker's twine, and all sorts behind every door we've got some DSP here, is something cool to work with. And along with those things, the kit also comes with this 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar stamp set. Ooh, say that 10 times real fast. So you've got 24 photopolymer stamps, and it's a mix of sentiments and images. So it's the perfect stamp set that I always say. And I was looking at these sentiments a little bit earlier. Has nothing to do with Christmas. Because they know, if you get this as a Christmas gift, or if you give this as a Christmas gift, you're going to be using it beyond Christmas. So the sentiments say, miss you, healing hugs, thinking of you, proud of you, always in my heart, birthday wishes, big thanks, love you, and for someone extra special. And then you have these flowers, and there's a cupcake and a butterfly, and it's just a really useful all-around set. Now, behind 2 of those doors were these dies, and I've placed them on a magnet sheet just so I can look at them. You've got a big flower, a smaller flower, and then some little die cut. Here's a die cut flower, a leaf, a branch, a butterfly, and a rainbow. And then in another compartment were these dies, these layering dies, that are just awesome. And so we're going to be using the stamps and the dies from this set for tonight's card. Also, for my sentiment, the artisan that I am casing from had a laser cut Merry Christmas. That's from one of the ephemera kits that we sell. Well, I don't happen to have that one, so I had to go looking through my stamp sets for a Merry Christmas, and I wanted a plain one like this, but I could not find a plain one. And so I looked you would think I would have a million Merry Christmases, wouldn't you? Not true. I've got everything but. I've got 'Tis the Seasons and sending season's greetings and sending cheer and all that, but not very many Merry Christmases. So I found this one, and I decided to use it, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Hey, Barbara. Oh, you're not late. We're just talking about stamps. Anyway, my sentiment is using these 2 stamps here from the traditional labels stamp set. And then also I'm going to be using a frame die from the textured notes set. Let me show you which one. It's the third largest one. We're going to be using this die on our card tonight. Oh, and then also, but wait, that's what Julie Chen always says on Big Brother. We're also going to be using this traditional wreath 3D embossing folder. I don't know if you can see the image, but it stamps a big wreath on your paper. Not stamps, embosses. All right, we're going to be using that as our as a background piece. So today I thought we would start out with stamping. And so I've got my stamps here. And then our colors tonight that we're going to mainly be using are Pretty in Pink, Old Olive, and Real Red. So if you're going to recreate this card, which we are going to do, I am going to stamp this large flower in Pretty in Pink. And we need 3 of those. There we go. And then we've got this smaller flower, the one that looks like a poinsettia. At least that's what I'm saying it looks like. We're going to do that in Real Red. Trying not to get it all over me. And we need 2 of these. All right. And then one more thing to stamp is our leaves. And, oops, sorry for the shaky. We need 7 of these. There. That is our stamping for tonight. Now let me grab my die. What did I do with my dies? Did I even... I showed you my dies, right? What did I do with them? Hold on. They've got to be right here somewhere. Oh, here they are. Right under my nose. So here's the good news. Let me see if I can... We've got a die set, a die that fits this large flower, and it's, like I said, it's from the Advent calendar. And then we've got this die that fits this flower. Okay, hold your breath, everybody. Here's the bad news. There is no leaf die. So you have to fussy cut these leaves. Do it while you're watching TV. It really, I mean, it's pretty simple to die cut those. All right. So I'm going to put this back and we're going to die cut these things. Oh, hold on. Not put that away quite yet. And then this die, we need to die cut some things, and I'll show you because I've already done the die cutting for us. So here are our flowers. And our leaves are in here. And then with this little smaller flower die, this little die right here, you're going to need 3 white ones. Somehow my fingers aren't working tonight. 3 white ones and 3 gold ones. And then for your sentiment, on basic white paper, you're going to stamp your Merry Christmas in Versamark and then heat set it with gold embossing powder and then fussy cut that out. All right? Anything to get out of fussy cutting. Well, Jen, with the way this turns out, it's totally worth the little bit of fussy cutting that you need to do. All right. So, again, these are the pieces that we need. 3 large flowers, 2 small flowers, 7 little leaves, 3 die-cut white flowers, 3 die-cut gold flowers, and then your sentiment. All right? All right. I'm hopefully not going to lose anything tonight. I'm going to scoot all this over. Put this back over here, and we can start assembling. Oh, one other thing that I need to do, and that is take my front mat and emboss it with the traditional wreath 3D folder. So I'm going to do this off to the side. And if you'll notice, this is an extra large embossing folder, and there's no way that I can get the whole wreath on there. But really, it's just a background element for our card. So as long as I've got detail going all the way around my cardstock panel, that's all I need for this card. All right, I'm going to emboss it, so hold on. And let's see how that turns out. There you go. I don't know how much you can see of that on camera, but it is so finely detailed. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Janice. So again, really nice detail with that wreath folder. All right, so, and don't worry about the measurements because I have all the measurements typed up already in a PDF, a recipe for you that I will post to the Tiger Stamp Club Facebook group page right after the show tonight, the show. So, I've got white mat to go on the inside. Going to put that in there. Now, if you were going to stamp on this before, if you're going to stamp on this panel, which, a lot of us do, I would stamp it before I adhered it on the inside. It's just that I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to get my bone folder and reinforce this so it lays a little bit down. All right, and now we're going to adhere this embossed panel. And you can see that the border is very thin. It's just an 1/8 smaller all the way around than our card base. And then I'm going to layer this white die cut panel onto my Pretty in Pink cardstock panel. And again, it is just an eighth bigger than the die cut. And again, the measurements are all in the PDF. All right, so we have a Pretty in Pink card base, Whisper White embossed panel, Pretty in Pink panel on top of that, and then another basic white panel on top of that. All right, we're going to layer these together. And there's going to be so much dimension on this, I don't need to pop this up at all. So I am just going to glue it flat. Hi, Diana. I just got an amazing Halloween card from Aunt Cheryl. All right, look how pretty that is. And you see how this detail is just to set off that background, to add interest to everything that's going on behind the scenes there. All right, so here's what we need to do. I need my other card to look at real quick. Oh, I've got stuff piled on top of it. We've got three main elements that we need to put on here. And so what I like to do is to lay them out to try and get the spacing a little bit right. So we've got three here. So I know kind of where I want to put these before I commit to gluing them down, right? And I like to do the top and the bottom, and that way I can adjust the space in between with that middle piece. So this is basically how we want it. We want it on this left side of this smaller panel. And so I'm going to grab my dimensionals. Hi, Susan Bischoff. All right, here's my dimensionals. Now, the only thing I need to tell you is that you need to be careful where you put these dimensionals because we have so many things that we're going to tuck in underneath. So I'm only putting one dimensional on my flower. And it's going to go here. And then I'm going to do the bottom one. Again, I'm going to put it in the center because I'm going to be tucking things in. Just making sure my petals don't go beyond the border of my card. There we go. I'm going to put that one there. All right, and then we have one more to do. Oh, that's great. I need to tell her, I need to message her and say thank you. It was a great card. All right. I'm just going to fit it in here, and it's okay if it overlaps. In fact, it's good if it overlaps, I think. All right. So you see that? We've got our three main flowers situated. Let's do our supporting flowers here. Excuse me. So I've got this flower that I'm going to sneak in here. Something like that. And these are popped up, and this is going underneath. So I am not going to pop this one up. I'm going to do it flat. Slide that in. And it's amazing to me how much that just sets everything off with that red peeking out from behind that pink. I just think that's so cool. All right, on this one's going to slip in here. And on this one, it's overlapping a piece that has dimensionals on it. So I'm going to put dimensionals kind of on this bottom area right here. I'm going to use a mini dimensional. I'm only going to use one. And then on this top area, I'm going to put a little bit of glue, not a lot, just to secure it in place. All right, so these artists and designers really know what they're doing because, you know, how that red really makes that pink pop. It amazes me. All right. So now let's build our flower centers. And I maybe should have waited on that one. Yes, I'm going to take this off real quick. Hey, luckily I didn't put the backing on. I didn't pull the backing off of that mini dimensionals because we need to build our flower centers. All right, like I said before, we have die cut 3 gold flowers and 3 white flowers. Now let me grab my glue dots. Because we are going to put a glue dot right in the center of this gold. And then I'm going to layer this white on top of the gold. And I just want to make sure the petals are offset a bit. They don't have to be exactly offset, but just so that the gold peeks out from underneath. Okay, there's one. And I'm going to do that for each of these. Oops. All right. So, you know, what I mean by that is you just don't want the, like these to be totally lined up because then you couldn't see the gold enough. So just turn it a little bit and make sure that the gold leaves are visible from behind the white leaves. There we go. Oh, still need some glue dots. So now we're going to put these little flower centers in the center of these big flowers. So let me add 3 glue dots where I need to do that. And these just layer there in the center. And really, you can see this card start to come alive with that gold richness. All right, now I'm going to put this flower back on. I'm going to remove the backing of that dimensional. Add a little bit more glue right there. It's going to slip. See, it kind of overlaps the center of that flower just a little bit. So I wanted to make sure I put those on. So something like that. So pretty. So, so pretty already. And then these are, you're just going to slip these in where you think that, where you like them, you know. There's no real, you know, rule to it. I'm just following what the designer did. And up here, she put two together. So that's what I did. That's going to slip in here. And then one's going to go here, I think. All right, and there's the green leaves behind all that prettiness. Right, for our big embellishments, we're using the Druzy adhesive back embellishments. And I thought these were gold, but when I looked them up, this one is actually called champagne and this one's called white. So for the big pink flowers, we're going to add champagne centers to them. And for the two red flowers, we're going to add white centers to them. And this is just adding so much shine. Look at that. What do you guys think of that? Isn't that pretty? All right. Wow, this is coming together quickly. So now all we have to do is add our sentiment. I am going to pop that up. So I'm going to add some mini dimensionals to the back of this. And dimension, let's see, hold on. Because this part right here overlaps something that's already popped up. I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue to that. But on this side, I can add some dimensionals. No, I don't know which, okay. I didn't know which side was what. Oh my goodness, I can't grab. Got these little backings everywhere. Hold on. All right, that should do. A little bit of glue on this end. Oh my goodness. Just hold that for a second. There we go. It's starting to stick. And there it is. Our 12 days of crafting pink and red and gold Christmas card. That is just, oh, if you win this and you pull this out, you're gonna just immediately see the glitz and shine of this card. It's really pretty amazing. And that she came up with that from this stamp set. I just think it's amazing. Anyway, that is tonight's card. Let me remind you that if you have commented during tonight's video, then your name is going to go into a drawing to win this card right here. If you have shared tonight's video, then your name will go in twice. You'll have 2 chances to win this beautiful card. Don't forget about that sign-up special if you're at all interested. If you don't have a demonstrator that you already work with. If you do, then sign up under them. It will make their day, I promise. But if you don't, and if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer any that you have. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for sharing this time with me. That went by super quick. And I'm just so happy we got to make this card tonight. I thought it was very pretty, and I thought my people needed to know. And let's see. That's it. I'm going to clean up here a little bit, and I'm going to do the drawing here tonight. And then I will also post, no, that's not the one I want. I'm going to also post the name of whoever won tonight's card. Again, thanks everybody. And now it's your turn to make a beautiful card and send to somebody. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye.